Hello, my name is Tanyag. I am a certified exit planning advisor, certified maths business coach and trainer, certified referral trainer and coach. I'm married to Janice Tanyag, who's our RN, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, works at Norfolk General. I have 3 kids, Kyle, who recently been married for less than a year, and Zoe, who just turned 19, and my son, Nathan, who looks young here, is actually turning 12 in April. So I'm going to be presenting to you a presentation on how your words attract referrals and clients, go from confusion to clarity. Again, how your words attract clients and referrals, go from confusion to clarity. When you start a business or been in the business for a while, a lot of times when people ask you what you do, ask you literally how you do what you do, either you are very good at saying it, right, that attracts clients referrals, or you say what you want to say and you watch people's body language, how their reaction, how they get very negative, and then it causes confusion in what you're saying, or you're telling them or sharing with them what you do, how you help people, and it doesn't resonate well. It doesn't attract people to say, hey, I'd like to talk to you. Doesn't attract potential referrals, and you get confused. So what this workshop and video is going to help you create some type of framework that you can use to attract clients and referrals, and be confident anytime you go out and meet at a social event, formal networking event, dinner, hanging out with friends. When they ask you what you do, you'll be able to respond in a way that increases your chances of getting clients or referrals, or both. So imagine any situation, anytime, any location, your words attract clients, referrals. You're increasing your chances of getting a client or referral. I remember I was at a networking event and someone asked me what I did, and I told him how I help people in a specific industry, challenges I solve, and what thing do we sell. And I had 2 people out of 25 people came up to me and said, hey, Arnell, I'd like to talk to you because that's what I do. I think we might be able to work together. I had another gentleman came up to me and said, hey, my wife is thinking about selling her business, owns I think he said a psychotherapy business, doing really well. She wants to sell in 3 to 5 years, and they're building the infrastructure and all that. So I'd like to talk to you about that. See if you might be a resource. She might consider having somebody else. And after we did meet, he found out that his wife had somebody, but I'm going to give him some resources so he could look at. And number 2, he said, hey, I have a client of mine who literally has 3 businesses, and he wants to grow one in 3 to 5 years and sell it. So I'd like to facilitate an introduction. And that was all based on the framework I'm going to share with you today. It increases my chances of getting a client, a referral, both. Actually, I most likely might got a potential client and maybe a referral source, just because I change how I approach and tell people what I offer and what I do. So today we're going to give you massive value and show you how it can help further. Our key objectives today: what specific words repel referrals and clients, what specific words attract referral and clients, and then sum it all up in a power statement that attracts referrals. So the first key objective is specific words repel referrals and clients. So what kind of candle was this? This is a citronella candle that's used to repel bugs, especially mosquitoes. If you don't have some type of framework to attract referrals and clients, you're most likely repelling it. And you know what I'm talking about when you say something, people look down. They kind of give you well, you might be that type of person. You're too sleazy, you're pushy, or you're going to try to sell me. There's something you're saying that is making them uncomfortable or negative, or they've had a bad experience, and you're just, again, like I said earlier, you're sharing function, not mission. So when we first start out, they tell us sell ourselves, sell yourself, sell what you do. Well, then that means that's what's in it for me. And that repels people when you talk about what's in it for me. I call it WIIFM, what's in it for me. They keep saying, sell yourself, sell what you do. Well, people don't really care about that. That's all about you. And that's all about me talking. That's not helping them. That's not attracting them. That's actually repelling them. We all know how we've had experiences where people either, like, I tell them, I'm a business coach, and you're like, oh. In people's mind, when people hear a business coach, business owners think when they hire a business coach, it's a failure. They're struggling. They're not seen as success. Like when you play sports, you very successful professional athletes hire different coaches for different things in life to help them become the better person they are. Well, if you didn't know, but that's not in business. So most likely, if you're not helping people see how you help them, then you're just telling them and selling yourself. And that's what's in it for me. So for example, my name is Arnell Tanyag. I'm a certified master business coach. I have business owners grow their business. What do you think? That's not sexy. That's not compelling. That doesn't create a conversation that, hey, I like that. I mean, the only way this might attract somebody if they've had a business coach. But that's a rarity. I mean, my service is not a service that people need. It's a service people want. They have to be attracted to the mission and how I solve things, not to my function. And so when I go to the next slide, it talks about don't say words that are related to your feature, your benefits, your function. Don't share how it benefits me. So if you look at mine, it does. I share my function, how I help grow businesses. So that's all about me. That doesn't attract people. I've done many of these, and I know people go blank stare, or they look down. They think I'm going to sell it to them. And it's very, very frustrating, because when I'm out there telling people, and I believe what I do, and people are telling me, hey, sell yourself, sell your product, sell your service. No, they don't care about that, because we don't remember we're talking about ourselves. What's in it for me? The thing what you really want to look at is what specific words track referrals. We want attraction. And I believe in attracting people than repelling them. I believe in attracting them versus chasing them. Because one of the things that we learn, I was talking to Angie about this, is we're in the business of attracting people. We don't want to chase people. So if you do this framework really well, you attract people, because when I go to a networking event, I will do this framework I'm sharing with you today, and I'm looking to attract people. There's a common belief, a common concept, a common cause, or a common connection that allows us to build from that. I don't need to find the pain. I need to tell people how I solved the pain, where I'm confident, where I'm comfortable, and I'm looking for that attraction. So let me share an example. When you're thinking about this, what you want to do is go YIIFT. What's in it for them? Not what's in it for me. When they say sell myself, sell my business, sell my product, think about what's in it for them. What's in it for? What can I do for them? How can I solve their problems or challenges? That's what you're thinking about, is what problems or challenges can I solve for them? This is a little bit different, because you're being taught to sell your product, your company. But what we want to do is we want to figure out how can we find out what the challenges that bother them. So for example, like I'll use my business, like target audience. My target audience, business owners in construction, trades, and real estate. So, one of their challenges is creating a succession plan for their kids and employees to run the business, or an exit plan for the owners, or they have to recruit, hire, and train, their employees to be leaders of the company. So how do they do that? How do they train their employees? How do, that's the challenges, And so I took and these are there's actually more challenges. These are most likely the top 2 or 3 that I find that's related to what I offer. But I look at, here's my target market, construction, trades, real estate. Here are the challenges. Then I go, what do I sell? Proven system of business training and coaching. What makes me different from everybody else? A community of strategic partners with organizations and professionals who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. So that's the differentiator. I'm not on my own. I have partners. I have business professionals. And then what's your call to action? One of the call actions is be silent and see what people respond, or ask them, what do you think? You say this and accept one exception. People go, what is that exception? Or who do you know? So, and I'll go back to this, because if you look at it, I'm thinking about who I'm talking to specifically, what challenges I know that that they're experiencing. Here's what I sell, right? That helps them. And then this is what makes us unique. And then the call to action. The call to action, really, what I call it, it's a pattern interrupter. once you say this, people will go, oh, okay. Sometimes they'll pay attention and listen, and you become silent. And you don't say anything, and people will respond. They always say, first one to respond loses. So, well, once you say your powers, you say that statement, you silent. The other one is, what do you think? That, and people are like, okay, well, say that again, or except one exception that may generate a referral, or who do you know? But that's the framework. And it's all based on what we call the power statement. The power statement is a statement that attracts referrals clients, and it's based on the book called New Sales Simplified. Mike Weinberger is a sales trainer consultant. He says that you have to create your sales story. In your sales story, you have to develop a power statement that attracts people. And so the cool thing about this power statement, it's very effective. Once you're able to say this in different situations, you can teach people to refer and introduce you by saying, hey, here's a problem I solve with these specific people, like, young children, like mine says, like business owners, construction trades. And then once you say that, you can actually craft one and then send it to people and say, hey, can you send this to 2 or 3 people that own a business or getting married, own a business, and any specific target market, ask them to say it and say, hey, would you be interested in talking to that person? So the power statement is universal. So here is a QR code, right, for a power statement, the video. So I'm going to basically, let me exit out of this, and I'll pull this thing out right here, and I'm going to play it.
What that stood out to me in the sales story was the power statement. Can you give the audience of insurance professionals out there an example of what a power statement could be in a sales story?
Yeah. And I'll use one of my clients as an example. It's an example I use in the book Sales Truth. Instead of saying, we do this, we do that, we're so big, if you've got 20 or 30 or 40 seconds or a minute to do a setup of your company and your offering for your prospect, what I'm going to advocate is that you lead with a few of the big things that you help them with. And then maybe you plug in 1 or 2 offerings and a reason or 2 that you're different in your approach. Those are the 3 building blocks of the story. The issues you address for customers and the outcomes you achieve. That's number 1. And that's what you lead with, because that's where the power comes from. What you sell is the smallest part. And I sandwich that in the middle, right? Your insurance. If you're the Mack truck people, which is the example I'll use, your trucks. And then a few reasons why you're better and different than the other choices. And those are the 3 building blocks that make for a great story. So the power statement is when you combine all those in a very conversational tone, whether it's in an email, and this is a great length for a voicemail or an email. This is a 30-second voicemail or a few line email with some bullet points.
Okay.
But what typically I'm going to be the Mack truck sales guy. Okay. I've done a lot of work with Mack trucks, and their typical sales guy is very proud of the Bulldog and made in America. And they are selling for a dealership that has 17 locations, and they've worked there for 33 years, and it's a family held business. And they love to talk about all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But you know what's going on in the trucking world? Everyone who has a fleet of trucks is desperate to find and keep drivers because there's a huge driver shortage. They're under pressure to increase fuel economy because that's a huge expense, especially right now when fuel prices are so high. And they're getting killed by downtime. Because when your truck breaks, you miss a delivery, you piss off a customer, and you lose revenue. So knowing that, my power statement, if I'm a Mack truck sales guy, and everyone that's hearing this will very quickly translate this into your own world, and you'll plug in your own talking points that fit your type of business. But my consulting to the Mack salespeople, which I do all the time, is why don't you stop telling us how long you've been in business and every Mack truck is made in America and how proud you are of the Bulldog? And what if you said something like this? Hey, Joe, let's say Joe's the fleet manager at a massive fleet of trucks, right? Hey, Joe, I'm helping a lot of fleet managers right now who are absolutely up against the wall because they cannot find or keep good drivers. They're facing tremendous pressure to increase fuel economy because fuel costs are out of control. And they are desperate to reduce downtime because it's hurting revenue and it's damaging customer relationships. Those are the big things I'm helping them with. Some of our new trucks are lined up exactly with the way to solve those particular problems. And I can't wait to share with you some of these offerings. And our dealership's really different in our approach. The way we do financing, the way we do customer service, our footprints put us in a position to be very different in how we can serve you. That's it. That was 30 seconds. But the power came from, I didn't lead with, we're so big, we're so great, we're made in America. I led with, people like you are desperate for A, they better figure out B, they really want to achieve C. And if you can string some points like that together, that is the beginning of a power statement. And whether it's a voicemail, a phone call, the opening conversation in a sales call, or you put that on a PowerPoint slide, all of that changes the dynamic, and you bring so much power to this conversation. And now you're viewed up here. You're not a commodity seller. You're the expert who addresses all these issues, and it changes the whole dynamic.
So that's typically what we do is we
Drinking warm water before bed shrinks a swollen prostate over.
Oh, wait a minute now to take that thing out. Oh, let's see here. So that's the concept of power statement. So I wanted to have you listen to that, because here's what I created mine, and I'm always still working on it. I'll say, my name's Arnold Tanyag. Business owners and family-owned businesses, trades, construction seek me out because they know it's challenging to determine if they will sell their business next 3 to 5 years or pass it on to their kids or the key employees. It's a challenge to determine that. So through our proven system, business training and business coaching, in our community of strategic partnerships with companies and professionals who are well-versed and experienced in this area, we can get it done. What do you think? So this is an example of a power statement I created, and the focus of this is really just telling people. So I've been working on this, and I'll adapt it 30 seconds. I go back and listen to that power statement, Mike Weinberger, and I keep basically tweaking it, making it better, and watching how it responds to people. And I've done this before a couple of times when I've gotten some great opportunity, and it's helped me not only meet people and tell them what they do, it carries the same message, and it also helps me train my referral sources, my friends and family, to introduce me. It makes the process a lot easier. So when you do this, you look at the target audience, you look at the challenges you solve for them, what you sell, differentiators for them, and the call to action. That's the framework. It could be 30 seconds, it could be 20 seconds, it can be a minute. So you do these things, you write it down, you prepare, and you'd be surprised how much value and what he calls how much power you create in the conversation. This makes you stand out. Now, the con of this, you're going to find people who are not interested. That's fine. But on the pro, you're going to find people that they're so interested, they're intrigued, they're so interested, they want to talk to you more. And if you add that call to action, what do you think? Or do you know somebody? They may even put you in touch with somebody they know, that what your power statement is or what challenges you solve actually benefit them. So did I give you mass value, and can I show you how further? Because I just wanted to wet your whistle, share with you a framework of words that repel, a framework that attract, and then break down the process and show you an example and give you that video. The offer is, and I talked to Angie about this, we'll do one workshop for 2 hours for a group of 5 people maximum. We have a half an hour pre-work that needs to be cleared before attending the workshop. And we're going to create a power statement for your referrals and clients for your own business. The investment is $100 per person versus $399. Angie's willing to invest, I believe, 50% of that. And then you invest that. And then I will work with you to create your power statement for whatever target market you're in. So that doesn't matter where you're talking, this and that. You literally will have something said that tracks, not repels. And you'll be able, I recommend people to track it so you can get the right verbiage, the right message each time, every time where you're at. The other bonus with this, we actually have a free MPA test that talks about how you act in a business development role. It gives you strengths and weaknesses. It's at least about $500, but that's a free assessment. And then we can go over we can go over your strengths and weaknesses and help you look at that, so that when you are working with people or you're doing your business, you know it's a strength and weakness and how you work through it. And then we give you free access to audio and video summaries of business books that I bought into a lifetime. It's over 200. It's really a quick audio version, maybe 15 minutes, 12 minutes at most, of the key points, and then sometimes some videos. But it's a great way to listen or watch really snippets of really good books. So I wanted to thank you again for listening to this. Hope this was very helpful. And Angie will basically just tell you the offer again. We're going to basically, again, create your power statement for your business. All right. Thanks a lot for listening. I hope it was very helpful. Thank you again.